Hi there. Samsung's next flagship, the S23 Ultra, will be coming out soon in February 2023. But then S22 Ultra will have lost its crown. But for now, S22 Ultra is the Samsung's flagship phone. As you know, Fold 4 is the most high-end device from Samsung and it has a better processor than S22 Ultra. But Fold 4's folding design is not everyone's cup of tea. It is very different from regular candy bar design phones. So if you are in a market for a regular candy bar design phone and you want a Samsung phone, the best the Samsung can offer is S22 Ultra by the end of 2022. The S22 Ultra is not only competing with a new iPhone 14 Pro Max, but there are also many Android phones on the market with better and faster processors. Even though Samsung often offers amazing trade-in deals and free gifts with their phones, but still competition for Samsung is quite tough at the moment. There are many Android phones which are cheaper and arguably have better hardware than S22 Ultra, and one of them is the Motorola Edge 30 Ultra. I have already reviewed this phone in detail. If you haven't watched that video, I will leave the link in the description. In this video, I will not discuss everything about these two phones, but only those features and specs that really matters when it comes to day-to-day use of these phones. One advantage that Samsung has straight away is that it has been out for more than 8 months now. It has received several software updates and there are no more software glitches and problems this phone has anymore that it had when it was launched. Samsung has improved a lot of things including camera performance and battery life with regular software updates. On the other hand, the Motorola Edge 30 Ultra is fairly new phone and it performs very well, but in my month of use I have come across a few glitches where all of a sudden the phone closes all the apps and the screen just stops responding. But it has only happened 2 or 3 times. Also, I believe the camera hardware on Motorola has a lot more potential, but it has been restricted by software, like no 4K recording from ultra wide or telephoto lenses, even though they are capable of doing so. Let's start what comes in the box when you buy these phones. The Motorola Edge 30 Ultra wins this category right out of the box because it comes with a 125-watt charger, a USB to USB cable, and silicone clear case. Quick note here, don't use this case as it does not protect your camera module. The edges around the camera module cutout are not raised, so when the phone is lying flat on the back, the camera lens comes in contact with the surface and can get scratched. Just get a different case. I will leave the link in the description for a couple of cases that I am happy with. The Samsung S22 Ultra does not come with a charger or a case. So if you don't have any older charger which is compatible with the phone, you will have to spend more to get decent charger. Now let's compare the design of both phones. Both phones feel and look premium in hand, but S22 Ultra looks slightly more upmarket. It might be because of its slightly larger size or sharper edges, but it feels like a better built phone. Both phones are missing expandable storage and headphone jack. Both have twin stereo speakers, one at the bottom and one in a forward facing earpiece. On the right side, there are power and volume controls. Because of the smaller form factor on the Edge 30 Ultra, it is easy to access the buttons and it is easier to operate with one hand. The S20 Ultra is quite a large phone and people with medium to small hands will find it difficult to operate this phone with one hand. I personally like the form factor of S22 Ultra, but many may prefer the Edge 30 Ultra's more compact size. Another thing I would like to mention is that S22 Ultra has a higher dust and water resistant rating than Edge 30 Ultra. The Edge 30 Ultra is only splash resistant, but the S20 Ultra can be used to take underwater selfies, but only up to 1.5 meters. The Motorola Edge 30 Ultra weighs just under 200 grams, making it approximately 30 grams lighter than S22 Ultra. Let's talk about the displays. The S22 Ultra has a slightly bigger 6.8 inches display compared to the 6.67 inches display of the Edge 30 Ultra. Both screens are very bright and can easily be used outside in the direct sunlight, but Samsung's S22 Ultra screen is approximately 25% brighter while watching both SDR and HDR content. Under the direct sunlight, it is about 20% brighter in auto mode than Edge 30 Ultra screen, but as I have previously stated, both screens are plenty bright to be used in direct sunlight. The screen on S22 Ultra has an advantage in terms of color accuracy and sharpness. The S22 Ultra has a quad HD resolution and a pixel density of 500 ppi compared to the HD plus resolution of Edge 30 Ultra, which has a pixel density of 395 ppi. In my opinion, Samsung screens look more color accurate compared to the Edge 30 Ultra screen, which has a slightly blue tint in a saturated mode. Color temperatures can be adjusted to some extent in the display setting, but it cannot be fine-tuned to achieve the desired results. Motorola has a slight advantage when it comes to screen refresh rate, as it can achieve the 144 Hz mark compared to the maximum refresh rate of 120 Hz on Samsung's S22 Ultra. In day-to-day use, you might not notice the difference in refresh rate, but if you play first-person shooting games, you will definitely appreciate the higher refresh rate on Edge 30 Ultra. Both phones have always-on displays. Overall, I think S22 Ultra has a better display. When it comes to the charging speed, the Edge 30 Ultra easily wins. The first benefit of buying Motorola Edge 30 Ultra is that it comes with a super fast charger in a box. Secondly, this charger can charge the phone fully from 0 to 100% in just half an hour, and in just 10 minutes you can go from 0 to 50%. Crazy thing is that this phone supports 50 watts of wireless charging with a compatible charging pad. Wireless charging at 50 watts is faster than the wired charging of S22 Ultra. The S22 Ultra supports 45 watts of wired charging and 15 watts of wireless charging, which is significantly lower than the Edge 30 Ultras. When it comes to the battery life, both phones have performed very similarly in my test, but Edge 30 Ultra depletes its battery much quicker when using 144 Hz screen refresh mode. In auto mode, both phones can easily last a full day with medium to heavy use. When it comes to the camera performance, S22 Ultra delivers better photos and videos overall. In low light, the S22 Ultra performs much better than Edge 30 Ultra. In addition, S22 Ultra can record 4K videos with all three rear cameras, whereas the Edge 30 Ultra can only record 4K with the main camera. Telephoto and ultra-wide cameras on Edge 30 Ultra can only record 1080p videos. Both phones can record 8K videos, but in the S22 Ultra, it is cropped compared to the Edge 30 Ultra, which means the Samsung is not using the full camera sensor to capture 8K footage. The telephoto camera on the S22 Ultra has a 10 times optical zoom, but the Motorola Edge 30 Ultra only has 2-time optical zoom camera. Motorola has chosen a high megapixel camera setup, which I believe was a mistake. Cinema cameras used in Hollywood have 11 to 12 megapixel sensors, and professional photographers use cameras with a megapixel count anywhere between 24 to 61 megapixels. All this tells us that for video you don't need super high megapixels. A camera with the 9-10 megapixels can record 4K footage, and for photos even 24 megapixels can be good enough. The size of the pixel on the camera sensor is more important, and Motorola has very high megapixel count on a camera sensor, which means that the pixels are very small and thus cannot capture enough light in low light situations, resulting in very poor low light performance. Even though Motorola uses a pixel binning, which combines up to 16 pixels to improve the quality of photo and videos, this digital processing isn't enough to beat Samsung S22 Ultra, especially again in low light scenarios. When it comes to the autofocus, Edge 30 Ultra sometimes hesitate to switch focus quickly. Sometimes it doesn't focus at all unless you tap on the screen multiple times. In my test, S22 Ultra outperforms the Edge 30 Ultra, especially in low light situations and in all video modes. Portrait picture quality is very similar on both cameras, but in portrait video mode, again, the Samsung S22 Ultra delivers a sharper and nicer looking video. When it comes to the performance, both phone performs day-to-day tasks very well, but on paper, Motorola has a faster Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor, and the S22 Ultra has a Samsung's in-house Exynos 2200. As I have mentioned, in day-to-day tasks, you will find both phones equally capable with very smooth performance. But when it comes to the intensive tasks like gaming and on-the-go video editing, the Edge 30 Ultra performs 10 to 20% faster depending on the task. This also shows while performing synthetic benchmarks. As Motorola is using almost a clean version of Android, there are no duplicate apps or bloatware. But on S22 Ultra, you have a Google and Samsung apps installed together. You have the Chrome browser, plus there is also a Samsung browser. You have a Google Assistant, and as well the Bixby is there. There is a Google Pay as well as Samsung Pay. For new users, this sometimes gets confusing, but at the same time, S22 Ultra has very useful features that are missing in Edge 30 Ultra. One of them is S Pen support from Samsung. The S22 Ultra comes with a S Pen and can house the S Pen like Samsung's previous Note series phones. I simply love the S Pen and the features it has. I have been using Samsung's Note for last 4 years and really like Samsung's ecosystem. Whatever I do on my phone appears instantly on my Tab S8 Plus and Galaxy Book 2 Pro. If you are in the Samsung's ecosystem and do not use S Pen, the Edge 30 Ultra is unquestionably a better phone that offers a clean Android experience. However, if you are like me, have invested in a Samsung's ecosystem and regularly take notes using S Pen, then S22 Ultra is the way to go. When it comes to the pricing, the Motorola Edge 30 Ultra can be bought in UK for around £749 with 12 GB of RAM and 256 GB of storage. Because S23 Ultra will be released early next year, many retailers are offering great discounts on S22 Ultra. At the end of 2022, the S22 Ultra base model with 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage will cost around between 900 and £1,000 after discounts. If you can find a decent discount on the S22 Ultra and just say you pay around 20% less than the official retail price, around £900, then go for S22 Ultra. I'm sure you will love this phone and it will serve you very well for many years to come, as Samsung will provide security updates for 4 years. It has a better screen, better camera, better water resistant than Edge 30 Ultra. On the other hand, Edge 30 Ultra performs better in games and intensive tasks. So if you're a big fan of stock Android and use your phone for gaming, then Edge 30 Ultra is definitely a better choice with better graphic performance, faster 144Hz screen refresh rate, and a turbo fast charging. But my vote goes to Samsung's S22 Ultra, as I don't play many mobile games and I'm a big fan of S Pen. Please let me know in comments which phone you prefer and why. If you're in a market for one of these phones, I hope this video has helped you to decide which phone is best for you. Please consider subscribing to the channel and I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care and bye for now.